What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Old Ridge Farm in Farming Simulator 15. So you can see it's an early morning here at in Old Ridge. Not sure what's going on with my tractor. It's just deciding to jump around and do things all on its own. That's interesting. Yeah, so we're over here on the fields. I fast-forwarded time a little bit to the next day now. And as you can see, our fields have kind of come around. If I jump out of the tractor here, we can kind of take a look. We're back up to neutral in the pH. And the soil moisture is really good now, 71%. A little high, actually, but not horrible. But the N level is a little low, so I thought I'd spray some N on these fields and try to get that, back up to at least ×5. And then there's some other stuff we need to do. We need to muck out the animals and things like that. I mean, this front of this tractor is just going crazy, and I'm not sure what's causing that. It would probably be helpful if I switch to this. Let's get rid of this. So we'll spray some N on these fields, on all three of these fields. I need to go over and check field 1 as well, because I haven't checked that yet. See how that's doing. And then we'll go muck out the animals, I guess. I need to raise this up a little bit, though. It's a little low now for this stage of growth, so. Let's go ahead and make a massive mess of this now. As we like to do. Might as well turn it on and get going. See if we can keep most of it on the field. That would be good, I think. Wanted to get an early start this morning because there's quite a bit to do. This needs to be done. The animals, not the animals, but the pig and the beef need to be mucked out. And I would like to harvest the orchard as well. I don't know if I'll get to all that or not in this episode. Hopefully I will. It shouldn't take too long. It obviously isn't going to take a whole bunch of time to spray these fields. So. I started to kind of work on a smaller version of this, but as you guys know, I'm not the modding expert. David Oldfield, guys like that, that's their thing. Basically, what I did was I dragged it into Giants Editor and just shrunk the arms of it. It does work. It's down to about 10 meters now, I think I made it. It just looks a little odd because it's still, 4 segments and they still all unfold and everything. So I don't know if I'm actually going to use it or not. But it was an experiment to see if I could actually do it. So. Too much longer now before we harvest, and I can get Sean's. I'm gonna catch that on a tree. Yes, I am. Of course I am. Should have guessed. We can get Sean Blaylock's combine back up to him, so that'll be cool. And come up with some sort of idea about how to get him back for his little prank parking my John Deere in that mucky, gross water. I will tell you this, those boots have been sitting in that water since I found that John Deere, I got it out of the water, I went and changed my boots and I stuck them back in the water, so they've been sitting there for quite a few days now. They are going to stink, I'm telling you, those boots are going to have something to do with my little revenge plot against him, because, it's a funny trick, and no harm was done to the equipment or anything, so, but I am going to get you back, Mr. Blaylock, you can count on it, so. I was talking to Reefy, Mirrorman, down at the pub the other day. We've been spending a fair amount of time at the pub, we like to hang out and talk, and, I go down there to eat because I'm just way too lazy after a full day on the farm to go cook anything, so I go down there and eat, have a couple of Irish whiskeys with him, and we've been talking. I guess he's been asked to host an antique tractor show, which is really cool, so I'm thinking, I don't personally own any antique tractors other than these. You know what I mean? I don't know if these really count as antiques or not, but I'd be more than glad to bring them down if he's, if he's looking to kind of round out the show, I guess. There's a lot of antique tractors in this area. As I said, there's a guy who collects Russian tractors, and restores them and everything. So I'm sure you'll probably see quite a few of those at the show. He's still kind of fleshing out the details with the promoter of the show, so, and he'll let me know when that's all done, I'm sure. Also, I hear Sean Blaylock is doing some logging up on Holly Hill Farm. and he's been struggling a little bit. He picked up I guess it was I don't know if it was new or secondhand. I picked up a truck, a log truck with a crane on it. Apparently the crane is a little wonky. It's got some issues or whatever, and he would like to either fix that or find another way to load up his logs that he's been cutting down. And I'm thinking about offering him the use of the JCB, just for the fact that, to be honest, I'm not really using it all that much. It really only gets used to muck out the animals, which is kind of a waste of a brand new piece of equipment, just sitting around doing nothing, you know. So I was thinking about maybe offering him the use of that, maybe bringing that up to Holly Hill. It's a drive from Holly Hill down, you know, from Old Ridge to Holly Hill, I should say. But it'd be a nice drive. You know, I'd have to borrow a trailer and something to pull it with, because obviously I'm not going to be driving a tractor down the motorway, so and that's really the best way to get up there is down the motorway, so I'll have to work on that and see if somebody in the area can let me borrow a trailer and maybe some sort of truck to haul it with. And I'd be more than glad to let him borrow it for a few days, you know, or however long he needs it, because he was good enough to let me borrow his combine, so. Yeah, I figured we'll get these fields sprayed up, and then we'll go muck out the animals. Oh, I want to go look at field 1 before I get too much into other stuff. And then we will, if there's time left, we will harvest harvest our orchards. I just like to get the N level up, you know, to match the PK level. You know, the soil moisture now is good. It ought to be. We've put enough, you know, moisture down on these fields. We've put water down. We've put herbicide down. We've put down, you know, multiple applications of all the nutrients. So I think we're good there. You know, I think now it's just a case of getting the nutrients up to where they need to be. So now we'll go over to field 10 and get that taken care of. I'll go over and check field 1. What am I stuck on? What am I stuck on? There was nothing there to be stuck on. This particular setup has been acting very strange lately. I used it on another map. I do play a couple of off-screen save games, and I was using this on one of them, and for some reason I loaded up one time and it didn't work at all. It just wouldn't work. And then another time it just went nuts on me. I don't know what causes that. I don't know if there's something in the 1.3 patch that's changed the way the sprayers work or something, or if there's something I'm doing wrong. I'm not really sure. Turn. We have some animals that could be sold too, but I kind of like to let them build up a little bit, I think. As you can see, we have $44,583. We're not broke, but we're not exactly rolling in it either, you know, but we're doing okay. So, it's probably just an update on what's going to go on with this series. As this is now episode 36 of this series. As you guys know, this series has been going on for a very long time. This is actually my longest Farming Sim 15 series. You know, longer even now than Bjornholm. What I'm thinking about doing is one cycle of, like I said, soil mod. See how we do and everything, and then maybe calling this a series, I guess. For the simple fact that it would be very easy for me to just do 100 episodes of this, because I like this map so much. But I think that, you know, ultimately that's going to be boring after a while. So let's see. Yep, the soil pH is all good on this as well, so that's good. I'm glad we got that back. The soil moisture is way up. You know, this one needs PK, not N. Which is going to require me going back to the... Or actually, let me just roll in the field and take a look. Nope, and, yep, it was just the very edge. Now, I don't know if I am destroying crops, because if drive control now has that feature, I don't know if I'm actually destroying them or not. I didn't notice that earlier. Uh-oh. That could definitely be a problem. The way I drive, well, I'm going to have to kind of keep an eye on that, I guess. I think I am. I think I very well may be destroying crops. That's going to have to... I'm going to have to get into the Drive Control XML and take a look at that, because the way I drive, I can't really have that. Plus with Courseplay and everything. These fields aren't big enough for me to lose a whole bunch of, you know, crop by driving over them and destroying it. So I was never a huge fan of the wither wheels anyway. They are neat, I suppose, in a way, you know, and very realistic, obviously. But to be honest, they're not really for me because of A, the way I drive, as I keep saying, and B, because I like to use Courseplay. And Courseplay and wither wheels, as you guys know, is not a great combination. So I better not lose half my yield because of that. I didn't even. I read it in the changelog of the. Yes, I know. Of drive control, but then I don't know. I wasn't paying attention to it, I guess. Oh, that's not good at all. Well, I guess I'm going to have some inadvertent tram lines, apparently. Boy, this will make you pay attention, huh? I can never turn this thing. I don't know why I use this tractor for this, because I can never turn it enough. Nope, I should have guessed. I can never turn it enough to get around the obstacles on these fields. So this is why I hate wither wheels, for me anyway. You know, because this is the kind of stuff that I just cannot have. I cannot be destroying an entire crop because I have to, you know. I'm not very good with spraying and driving around. Yeah, I could definitely tell I'm destroying crop. Look at the lines I'm leaving. Oh, that's not good at all. Well, realism, yes, very cool. BP, 4BP, no, not at all. Those are going to have to come off. So I've probably lost 10% of my yield now because of that. Damn it. That'll teach me to not pay attention. I knew eventually my complete lack of focus and paying attention was going to come back and bite me. And here it is. So I finally get soil mod figured out, you know, sort of, and then this happens. So I'm afraid to drive around the field now. I almost don't want to spray this. Now, unfortunately, I have to go back. Well, let's see. If I go back up this line here, maybe. Turn that off so I'm not wasting it. Try to stay in my own tracks. Oh, I don't like this one bit. Not one bit do I like this. Well, you wanted realism, DP. You got it. So I'm gonna catch it on the. Oh, this field's gonna be a mess. I mean, obviously in real life you would have this. You know what I mean? The sprayer would, you know, drive over the crop, or you would cut tram lines in the field. You know, and you would have spots where you miss where crop is, you know, destroyed. I can't have it. These fields aren't big enough. I guess we'll see what it looks like when it's grown fully. You know, I have these big tram lines everywhere in the fields. Now I'm trying to decide if I actually want to take it out of the XML or not. Is that cheating? Is this like, you know, let's try to be as realistic as possible? I don't really know. I don't know. I know I'm not really thrilled with it, but to be honest, I guess if we're going to go for, you know, realism, this is the way to do it, I suppose. Okay, you need to fold up, and I need to stay in my lines and get off this field before I destroy anything else. Yeah, I can see it just destroying the crop. Oh, that's not good. I'm trying to turn so gingerly. Oh, it's just taking out half my crop. Not good. I can't see my marks. This whole corner of this field is just going to be wiped out. Darn it! So I guess it's going to do that on Amagawa too. I guess that'll be a challenge on Amagawa as well. I hadn't noticed it, but apparently it's going to do it. So that's unfortunate. Oh well. Okay. enough about that. So, yeah, I think we're going to go over and take a look at field 1 and see if that needs anything. And then we will go muck out the pig and the beef. And then maybe harvest the orchard, I suppose. Gotta remember to drive on the left side. I was at Amagawa earlier recording, where you would drive on the right side. So I gotta remember to get back into the swing here. Shut you off. We'll take a walk through these fields. Let's see. No, these fields are actually, whoa, slight acidity. I'm going to need to put some lime down on these fields. Soil moisture is kind of low as well, but everything else is pretty good. So, let's see. We're going to need to put some water and some lime down on this field. Oh, I don't want to drive across this field. I don't want to drive across this field, especially with a lime spreader. That's going to not be fun at all. How do I want to do this? How do I want to do this? Well, I guess the first thing we should do is go get this thing parked up. Or go get it refilled, I guess, with water. I really need to maximize my yields now because I'm going to lose 10% of it by driving around the field. So. That's one thing that's, I think, really fun about the soil mod, is that, you know, it's not just a plant and forget sort of deal. You know, you're doing something to the fields every day, which is nice. I have my growth cycle set to 1 a day, just because I think it's a little easier for me to do it that way. So we're going to set this to NPK first so I can fill it up. And then we'll switch it over to water. Oh, switch it to water, silly. There it is. Okay. Fill up the back tank. Switch that over to water. Oh, money, 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 money. Oh, well. Gotta be done. Gotta get as much yield off of these fields as I can now, so. This almost makes me want to go organic. And put nothing on these fields. I know Reefy has gone organic on a few of his fields to supply a brewer, I guess, that wants organic barley, so. Okay. I'm having all kinds of trouble with my, it's like all my peripherals are dying. I don't know what it is. My mouse has been acting up. My wheel, as you guys all know, well-documented issues with my wheel. Now my keyboard's starting to act up. I don't know. I must just be wearing stuff out, I guess. We might as well get the water down first, and then we'll put the lime down. And hopefully stay in the same tracks. Let's stay in the same tracks. You know what I was thinking? Should I let Courseplay do this? Would that make it less of a mess, maybe? Look, it even destroys the grass. Oh, that's not good at all. Let me just set this so it doesn't drive away on me. Let's see, this is field 1. Pretty sure I don't have anything for field 1 other than 11 meters, slurry. Can I load this course and then change it? No. Okay, so let's do this. Let's go field 1, 24.4, yes. Starting corner would be this, well, if the tractor ever stops, southeast, I guess? Southeast. Going north, I suppose. Headlands, let's do 2 after. Let's see what that looks like. And of course, I can't see anything. Where is the starting point? Am I not in the... Is it way down there? Oh, no. It would help if I turn this on. Where is the starting point? That's the stop point. That's the start point. I'm going to drive him over to the start point because I am afraid that he will just go willy-nilly in destroying my field. Not that I would do any better, but why does the start point have to be in the middle of the field? Because you put two headlands on it, BP. That's why. That's just not good. I mean, I get it. I really do get it, but I don't like it. Okay, we are on fertilize and seeding. Yes, we can go first waypoint, drive the course. What speed are you going to want to go? 10? Can we go a little slower? Let's go 7. Well, okay, very good. I don't know what's making the front of this tractor go nuts like that. I don't know if it's the weight, maybe? But I didn't notice, it wasn't doing that before, so I'm not really sure. Well, whatever. As long as it works, I'm happy. Go ahead, make me some nice lines in my field, I guess. Oh, I got some weeds there. Oh, the soil moisture is real low over here, huh? Okay, well, hopefully we'll fix that with this, and then we've got plenty of nutrients, so I don't want to put anything else on this field. Just water if it needs it. It shouldn't need any more weed prevention now before harvest, I hope. But obviously we'll monitor it as we monitor all the fields. So. Now, because of the headlands, this is where he's going to do the weird thing and drive down basically the same row he just went down. But that's okay. At least they'll be straight. At least when the fields grow up and you see all these tram lines, with Courseplay they'll be straight. You'll see mine, they'll wiggle all over the place. At least Courseplays will be straight. I need a drink of my coffee. I've been doing a lot of recording today. Today is Thursday. You guys will see this on Saturday. I'll probably put this up after the stream. Excuse me, because this week I just haven't really felt like making videos, and I've tried to make a couple videos and just been unhappy with them because they just sound forced. And I have one rule, and that's if I don't feel like making a video, I'm not going to make it, for the simple fact that it sounds like I don't feel like making a video, and that's no fun to watch, you know? So I kind of had to wait till I don't know what was the matter with me, if I was just in a slump, if I just, it didn't feel good, if I was having a little bipolar moment or whatever. But I just decided that it was better for me to not make videos and to make videos where it was like, oh, I'm just making a video because nobody wants to watch that, and I don't want to make that video, you know? I don't do this for the money. I don't do it for the subs. I don't do it for the viewers. I do it for you and me, you know? I do it for, for you guys. Oh, will you please stop driving across my field? Oh, Courseplay, if you knew what you were doing, that would be awesome. Yep, now drive back up the sea. Just make as many big lines in my field as you possibly can. Again, that's my fault for the way I set it up, but bye, crops. Bye. Oh well, cannot be avoided, unfortunately, so. I don't know what's worse, letting the soil moisture go down to where it affects the yield, or letting, driving across the field and spraying, which is going to affect my yield just by destroying it. I'm really going to have to give a long, hard thought about whether or not I want to... what are you doing? What are you doing? I'm screaming at the screen like it's going to listen to me. That'll be a fun mark that you're leaving right there. Yeah, I'm really going to have to give some thought to whether or not I want to leave the wither wheels on in drive control or not. I don't know. I think for a game, I don't know. I guess it depends on how you like to play it. I'm going to let you know what? Why don't you guys let me know what you think? Whether you think it's a good idea, whether you think it's a bad idea. Obviously, the way I drive, I could wipe out a whole field really easy. Courseplay is slightly better, but not a whole bunch, as you can see. So I don't know, but I'll let you guys let me know what you think about it. I still don't want to put lime down in these fields. I'm going to have to, but I don't want to. because the John Deere's got much wider tires than the IH does. So. Now, I think he's going to think he wants to go around again, but I don't know if I want to let him or not. I think he might be able to get the whole field just like this, I think, or at least close enough to the whole field for me, because I don't want to just let him drive, you know, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and just destroy, you know, again, easily probably, because of the size of the field, it's probably 10% of the crop, so. I think after this, I'm going to take a break from spraying and stuff because I need. I'm so like, oh god, my crops. I need to take a break. So I think I'm going to go do the animals after this. I got to get the JCB down to the pig and beef anyway. It's at the dairy at the moment. So. At least they'll be straight, I guess. I guess I have that, you know, going for me. All right, and that will be that. Slow down and stop. Jeez. That was uncomfortable, to say the least. Oh well, like I said, needed to be done, so now get off the field. Get off the field. I don't care if you destroy the grass. That's fine. As long as you don't destroy the grass in my meadows. Which of course you will. Which it will, you know. Pretty sure it will anyway. Let's find out. Is it going to destroy the grass? Yeah, oh yeah. Look at the lines it's leaving in the grass. Yep. Yeah. You know what? I think just for me and for the game, I think that's going to have to come out. So probably the next. I'll just stop him right here. Probably the next time you see this, that won't be an issue anymore. So. Okay. Now let's go and get the JCB. Get him fired up. And we will take the long drive down to the pig and beef area. Get those mucked out. How much manure do I have over here? I should have quite a bit of manure over here too, huh? Oh yeah. That's going to have to find its way. Let's pick a direction you want to turn. Oh, there, beefy. Turn right around. Very good. That's going to have to find its way somewhere at some point too. Probably spread it on the fields, I would imagine. Oh, I have a trailer down there, but I don't have a tractor. It's always something, huh? Excuse me. I've been real froggy this morning, too. Of course, you know, it's, you know, as you can see, it's 1:25 in the afternoon for me in the real world. And, you know, I've been recording and smoking and drinking a lot of coffee. All things that make BP's throat just go crazy, so. I think what I'll do is this. I think I will muck out the pigs because I can just dump the muck in a placeable pile right behind in the manure pit that's at the pig farm, at the pig shed, and then I'll do the beef off screen. You know, after a while you've seen it, right? So no need spending an hour doing it. And then I think we'll go harvest our. I'll go grab the Ford off of the Ford's in a field right across the meadow, right across from the dairy. Shed, so geez, BP, sentence, get through it. And then we'll call that an episode. No sense, you know, this is all stuff you guys have seen before now, but again, all stuff that needs to be done. So. I'm really thinking after this harvest that I want to get some sugar beets in the ground to make use of the, you know, the British sugar beet storage point over there. This thing does not like this road. I might have to lift the bucket a little bit, I think. I'm not sure about if we got to, you know, if we can get a contract to do sugar beets, for them to buy them from us or not, this late in the in the season. But I'm gonna try. I'll have to talk to Reefy. He seems to know about that. So you know, in America, it's pretty simple to get somebody to buy your sugar beets, because all the big sugar companies, you know, have massive factories in sugar beet country, and so it's pretty easy. I don't know how it works over here, but I will talk to him and we will find out. So, now I'm curious, is this thing destroying the grass down this road too? Or is this painted on grass maybe? This might be painted on grass, I suppose? Nope, no, it's definitely knocking it out. Wow. That's unfortunate. Yeah, there's got to be an option for that in the XML that I think I will be taking advantage of. I think it'd be okay on big fields, that, or even big fields, not big, I don't know why I had to say it twice. You know, big fields where you can go straight for a long time, you know, that'd be okay. But when you, on these little fields where you have to turn a lot, I just don't like it. I don't like it. It makes me very nervous. You know, grass on a dirt track like this, I'm not too worried about. But. And then there's the other thing of you know, where I'm not using a front mower, I can't have the tractor destroying the grass before I mow it. So yeah, I think it's going to have to come off, because I can't afford to buy a front mower. So you know, all the little logistic things you have to think about, you know, as far as the game goes. So okay, so I'm going to go over to the pig, I'm sorry, sheds, and muck those out. First, I just like driving through this puddle, even though I know I really shouldn't. Oh, I also wanted to check something else out too. I want to see if you can actually see any slurry in these yet. Nope. I wonder how full these have to be before you can actually, or are these just holding pits maybe? I don't really know exactly how this works. Oh no, there's stuff in there. 16,496 liters. I guess you just can't see it, I suppose. I don't really know. It's 35 episodes. You'd think I'd have figured it out, but I obviously have not yet. So. Oh, the water tanker's down here. Good. The animal stuff is kind of strewn all over the place. I really need to kind of put all the animal stuff in one area. The problem is that this is central, you know, the pig and the beef. But then you have the dairy farm, which is, you know, pretty much on the other side of the map. And if you get into lambs and stuff, then that's all the way on the other, you know, up the north of the map. So, easy. Might as well start with this one, I guess. This one right here. Why not? There's not that much in them, but enough to do, I think. I don't want to let it build up. I don't want to forget again and let it build up so much that, you know, there's 10,000, you know, liters in here that's going to need to be taken care of. Am I down low enough? Well, I'm definitely low enough. What's the story? There we go. I just had to turn into it, I guess. There's some. Okay. Now we can just drive straight through and dump it in the pit over here where I have a placeable pile. So. And then I'll bring the trailer. I'll bring a tractor down here and bring a trailer and do the beef. Oh, yeah, that's going to work. I want to make sure I was actually over the pile and I wasn't just wasting it. Very good. Where's my keyboard again? I mean, I do use that shift key an awful lot, so it wouldn't surprise me if it was actually wearing out. I don't. Let's have a quick look and see how much is actually in here. That's the beefs. I want the pigs, lambs, pigs. Manure. 3,000. Oh, there's a little bit left. There's quite a bit left. Okay. Of course, I think that's a combination of both. And of course, I would get a Steam notification right now. I can't quite see if I'm getting any or not. Did I get it all out of here? I must have. What am I getting? Oh, what is that all about? I'm putting it back. No, no, no. Back up. What are you doing? There's a little bit of weirdness right here on these things. Also, I've noticed. Don't know what causes that, but this is kind of one reason why I want to let it build up too, because it's a little tricky to get it if you don't let it build up. This thing is not really respond. Oh, I'm having all kinds of troubles today, huh? What else is new? When do I not have troubles? Let's get rid of that. Now, I had 600 and something in the bucket, so where did that go? That's the question. Back up, dumping it back in again. Obviously, the trigger, where this stuff actually collects, is under the ground. That's how this works. So, see, right there, the bucket goes under the ground. So you have to be kind of careful there. Yep, let's turn around and make another pass, see if we can get the rest of this. So obviously I had 600 and something in the bucket before the bucket got stuck and I dumped it. So it's in here somewhere. Unless it's just not high enough out of the trigger to show up, I guess. That could probably be what it is. I'm not going to, again, waste a whole bunch of time doing this either, because it's just silly. All right, no, that's good. That's good. You can't visibly see it, you know what I mean? So it's not like the pigs are swimming in their own muck like they were the last time, the poor things. So. And the bigger this pile gets, the more laggy it's going to get. But that can't be avoided, and I really, obviously need to muck out these pigs. So. The other thing I've noticed is that now this thing has 3.5 hours on it, and it's not getting really dirty. You would expect this shovel to be dirty by now. I've used it quite a bit. You would expect this thing to be dirty, but it's really not getting dirty. So I don't know if that's a glitch. It's funny sometimes, and I'm sure you guys have noticed this as well. Sometimes Farming Simulator will go along for weeks and months and work just fine, and then all of a sudden a bunch of stuff will start going wrong. That really makes you go, what's that all about? I've been noticing that this JCB just does not want to get dirty. So now again, it doesn't spend a lot of time in the fields or anything, where you would really expect it to get dirty. But this is a dirty job, you would think. Full back up. Try to do this in cab. It's a little tricky to try to get the spot where the manure is in the cab, but I will say this is one of those jobs that I always thought was neat to do. It gives you a reason to have one of these things, I think, This Ford's JCB, I mean, this is a top-of-the-line JCB, right? Not Telehandler, but skid steer. And I bought it to, shovel cow and pig shit. Oh, well. Job that needs to be done. I guess what I should probably do is, and I keep saying this and I keep not doing it, is just map a button on my steering wheel the direction change to the shuttle control. That'd probably make my life a lot easier. I may have to jump out of the cab for this because I can't quite see where the... Let's see if we can get any more here. You know what would be wicked helpful? Wicked. Massachusetts showing again. If I put the bucket down. There's quite a bit in this one, though. That's good. That's cool. You know, obviously I'm going to use it. I used it the last time. 45,000 liters of it. I used every bit of it on the field, so... we have quite a bit of cow manure, too. Kind of letting the cow manure build up, but this time now we're going to have more cow manure than we have... more, you know, dairy cow manure. Then we're going to have pig and beef cattle manure, so probably use the dairy cow manure, let this build up. You know, just keep alternating back and forth between them. Alright, let's see. Can we get any... Whoop, there's the trigger. A little bit. Is that it? Would you go through here at 20 miles an hour? Probably not. But, okay, good enough. Good enough. Like I said, not visibly covered in muck, so I'm happy. The pigs seem happy, so... Let's see, 42 minutes. You know what? You know, guys, I think I'm going to call this an episode. And in the next episode, we will harvest our orchard. And what else can we do in the next episode? I don't know. Harvest the orchard, I guess. And then I will figure out something, obviously. There will be something that needs to be done, no doubt. So. And there we go. All right, so we ended up with 5,518 liters out of that, which isn't bad. And then of course there's the cow, the beef cattle that need to be mucked out as well. I'll get a tractor down here, get it hooked up to the Desor trailer, get it on that ramp, and then struggle with that, because you guys all know how much fun that is. But you know, it's not so awful that it makes me want to go out and, you know, never play the game again. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. As always, please let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about this video, about the series, about the way I play, about anything about the channel. Anything you guys want to talk about, you know you're always welcome to leave it. I love reading your comments, and I really enjoy replying to them all. Thank you so much for coming to the channel, for liking, commenting, and subscribing. It means a ton to me. If you're new to the channel, and maybe you just saw this and you stopped in for the first time, and you like what you see, please, you know, think about subscribing, and please make sure you hit the like button if you like what you see. It helps me and the channel out immensely. And as always, guys, thank you so much for everything you do for the channel, and thank you so much for making me a part of your YouTube day. And this is the Bipolar Prophet saying, see you later.